Oh yeah, one more thing. For some unknown reason, I continually refer to the high school, Cleveland High School. On occasion, I do believe that I said Carpenter every now and then. That's a mistake. No, 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 no. It is Cleveland High School. Cleveland High School. Look it up if you're not exactly certain. It has a fascinating history, but I have no idea why I continuously said Carpenter, except you have to understand the geography of the area. There is a Carpenter Library. There is also a Carondelet Library. And then there's the old Cleveland High School. But please remember, anytime you hear me mention Carpenter, I'm referring to Cleveland High School. That's important because the neighborhood is that Cleveland High School neighborhood. All right? Thanks a lot. So, today I want to do a little bit of show and tell. So, once again, what I'm trying to do is I just want to take 52 weeks to give a good sense of Jewel Baptist Church. Now, what you see right here, this is the old Cleveland High School. I'm currently at the corner of Louisiana and Osceola. And this school right here was opened in 1915. Well, the reason why 1915 is such a big deal is because in 1915, when this school was opened, there were families looking to establish a Baptist church in this area. Now, let's take a peek here. This neighborhood, this Dutchtown neighborhood, well, it was mostly a German immigrant neighborhood. And in this German immigrant neighborhood, most of the things that you had were a combination of Lutheran and Catholic churches. There are two churches nearby, one St. Anthony, one St. Luke. Both of these churches were here. St. Luke was a Lutheran church, evangelical Lutheran church, I should say. And then there's also St. Anthony. These churches were already here, but the families that were here wanted to establish a Baptist church. Now, a Baptist form of worship, it would be what's called low church. It doesn't have as much literature, or liturgy, I should say, literature, but it doesn't have as much liturgy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop by some of the areas nearby so you can see where Jewel started. But clearly, we're starting right here, and this is the area where it started. So, over here, off of Michigan Avenue, we have the Carondelet Public Library. This is a branch of the St. Louis Public Library. It is situated between this cross street of Krause and the other cross street, which happens to be Loughborough. Now, one of the reasons why this location is here is because back in December 16th, 1915, Jewel Baptist Church held its first, it held its first meeting. Now, let's go ahead and take a peek here. The area that we're in right now, this is Carondelet. Carondelet, we're about 2 miles south of where we were before at the library, at the Cleveland High School. This is about 2 miles south. We're in Carondelet neighborhood. Where Carpenter just happens to be located, where that high school was, that is in an area called Dutchtown. Dutchtown just happens to be, well, it's a mistake. It's called Dutchtown for this reason. The reason why it's called Dutchtown is because that's where all the German immigrants happen to move to. And so it's a mistake when I say that. It should be Deutschtown, the German town. And so these residents, these mostly German immigrants around the turn of the century, when those people there, along with other residents, wanted to form a Baptist church, there wasn't a whole lot of choices. So when they had their first meeting, here back in December 16th, 2015. All right, so let's go ahead and go to our next location. January 23rd, 1916. This location right here with its wonderful colorings. This right here was the first storefront where Jewel Baptist Church held regular meetings. They started here in 1916. So, where are we? We're back in the Dutchtown neighborhood. This is about 2 miles north of Carondelet. And down that way, down south, that is where the library is. And up that way, up north, that's where the high school is. But it's in this general neighborhood where the people created Jewel Baptist Church. Once again, they wanted a Baptist place where they could hold their services, a Baptist style of service, priesthood of the individual, a place that truly rested on the Bible, a place that truly held that God's way and God's will was all about faith in Him alone. And so therefore they wanted that style, so they started back here. And this is where they stayed until they purchased their first piece of property. Let's go take a look at that. All right, so here we are. We are back on Osceola. If you remember Osceola and Louisiana, well, there's Cleveland High School. And in 1921, this building wasn't here. It was vacant. Well, more to the point, like I said, the building wasn't here. This property right here, this was purchased by the church to make the new Jewel Baptist Church building. Now we are on Osceola, and we are literally about 7 blocks down from the first church building. Right there is Virginia. Let's go ahead and swing it around. Now, this church right here, this building was built between 1921 and 1923. And in 1923, the church just happened to move into here. It had been there for about 13 years, 13 years, before the church decided to move on. But once again, as you can see, they're still within the Dutchtown neighborhood. This is still the same area where the church has been this whole time. So when they first got together, they wanted to meet in this general area. They built a church in this particular area, and they kept building. Let's go to the next bud. So, in 1935, Jewel Baptist Church purchased this property right here. We're at the corner of Marceline and Grand. Grand Avenue is one of the major streets in the city of St. Louis. It is a major corridor running from north to south. Now, we are actually not that far from the original purchase property. The first light that you see up there, that happens to be Taft. The second light down there, that is Osceola Avenue. And then obviously, if you continue going east, you'll see the first property that was purchased by the church. This large building right here held hundreds of Baptists from the south side. This was, at the time, very well-known church in the mid-20th century, and they took time and spent quite a bit of money. But not only did they spend money, they spent time, because I believe, if I remember rightly, that this actual basement area down here off Marceline, this area was dug by hand. They actually dug a basement by hand into this facility. Yeah, look at that. You can see it right there at the very top. Jewel Baptist Church, 1941. Yes. This area right here was part of the original church. Once again, we're still in Dutchtown neighborhood. This is on the edge now. It's starting to... St. Louis has many different neighborhoods. And so with this old church right here, it obviously expanded into something much, much larger. Once again, they made this purchase back in 1935. And from 1935 until 2002, this building right here, this is where Jewel Baptist Church happened to reside. But at the end of the 90s and really just turning into the 2000s, they realized they were too small. They couldn't stand anything this big any longer. They downsized dramatically. So let's go see where the church is now. All right, this right here just happens to be the current location of Jewel Baptist Church. We're located right here at 4618 Minnesota. Now, this particular building used to be a VFW hall until 2002 when it was purchased by the church, right after they sold the old building. This is not too far up from Osceola. The cross street right here is Mount Pleasant. Osceola happens to be 3 blocks north of here. So, at this point in time, what we can clearly see is this building is located half a block inside of a residential community. It's still part of the area. It's still located partly in what's called Dutchtown, even though based on its geography, it's actually located in a small enclave called Mount Pleasant. Once again, it's completely surrounded by Dutchtown, but to the very, very south, that little edge, that's Carondelet. But you can see how these are all mixed in with Carondelet and Dutchtown and now Mount Pleasant. But here it is. This is now the building that this church is in. Obviously, this building, along with the previous one, those buildings were owned by the church, as is this building, which is why it can still be here with such a very, very low membership. But at the same time, we're still doing it. And that's another reason why I just wanted to reach out, and I wanted people to kind of get a sense. I wanted people to see a little bit of that history, a little bit of what has happened, what's going on, where the church is at this moment in time. There are people that back in the previous areas, in the previous churches, had been married, they'd been baptized. Many of these things have happened. But now, this is where the church is in 2024. So, it's been a little bit of a journey, but it's still here. Big question at hand is, should it be? So, hey, thanks for following along with me this whole time and just kind of getting a view of where this church has been over the years. So, once again, I'm just going to do this for 52 weeks and kind of see what happens from there. So, if you would, please like, subscribe, follow along, leave commentary, please. I want to see the comments down there. I want to know what's going on. If you want, please come visit our website, jewelchurch.org. Kind of see what we're up to. I will do my best to start bringing more things up to date, getting more information. I want to reach out. I want some digital partners. I'm almost looking for some just digital members, some people to kind of help me along, because no matter what, I do want to keep growing the kingdom, but I still need to figure out what to do with the church, what might, what the best advice might be. So I'm just kind of out there seeking advice. If you want, go ahead. You can donate to the church. Go to the church website. You can donate, or you can also help this channel. You can donate to me. There are links located all over. So once again, like, subscribe, comment, follow us along, and pray. Definitely pray. Make certain that the Lord is there helping us continuously along the way, because what I really, truly, deeply want to do is I want to see what God can do in this neighborhood. Thanks very much. You guys take care. I'll catch you next time. Bye.